Gentlemen, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. Please do not take this video to be your typical women-hating compilation, for I now know and understand women are only doing what nature requires. It is the men that have gone astray in their overall understanding of nature that has the world upside down. Now wait a minute. Before you hit the "this coon-ass nigger" stop button, remember, he that answereth a matter before hearing it, it is folly and a shame to him. So sit back and listen up. I now understand you cannot expect something from a person when it is not in their perception of nature to begin with. I know what I'm about to say will sound very crazy at first, but I beseech thee to tell me not nay, and look at the evidence not with your eyes and heart, but within the spirit of wisdom. Saying that, please understand that I understand your particular women are different from the ones I will be discussing with you. I understand you are her stud muffins and she is your little snickerdoodle, so don't take anything written personal. I'm simply explaining how Satan has deceived the masses of men to perceive women have the capacity to understand the true meaning and quality of what men call love. The deception of perception begins with our inability to understand being a nurturer and agape love are two totally different things. The wayward perception continues by not understanding the Greek text uses two different words for the word love interpreted in English. Though you may think they are synonymous, they are not. It is the New Testament Greek that has the minds of men upside down. The two types of love mentioned in the New Testament are agape love, which is unconditional love. This is the love the Creator has for man, and man was charged that agape love the Creator, their wives, their children, etc. Men are required to have strength and nurture, where women can only exhibit nurture. In the Old Testament, women were not required to show love at all, only respect and honor. It was not until the New Testament where Paul tried something new and required women to love their husbands. Don't get happy. This was a different type of love. The love he was talking about was called filial love, which is friendship, companionship with delight, to approve of, befriend, to be fond of, have sex. 1 Titus 2:3-4, quote, "The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love filial their husband, to love filial their children." Example, this type of love is get along with him and don't kill him in his sleep type of love, and not the agape love required for men. If you have an analytical eye, you will realize the context of this request is a new ideal and walk of life for the new followers. The very fact that it is mentioned is a testament to this fact. Why? Because if it was an ordinary thing to love your husbands and children, Paul's words were nothing more than babble. If love was a natural thing for women, why on earth must they be taught, and why be taught so late in life to young women and not from their biological mothers? Remember, marriages were arranged back then and had nothing to do with love. I know you have been led to perceive all women love their children, but did you know up to 40% of all women globally are diagnosed with postpartum depression after they have their babies? That is just the diagnosed cases. What about the women that do not either go to the doctor or are too ashamed to mask their hatred for their children? 85% of all modern children are damn babies. Are you serious? Babies. Fuck babies. What am I going to tell my parents? Babies. What am I going to do now? Babies. Ephesians 5:22-33. And of course, you know I'm going to skip. Quote, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands, as unto the Lord." Keep going. "Husbands, love," agape, "your wives, even as Christ also loved the church." I'm going to keep going. "So ought men to love," agape, "their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself." Keep going. "Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love," agape, "his wife even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband." Example, This is a clear example. The husband is supposed to love his wife, but the wife is only expected to submit and reverence her husband. Again, the very fact these tenets are written is proof the normal style of living was much different before Paul. Men have fallen prey to the idea that women have the ability to love when, in fact, they only have the ability to nurture. To love a person means to sacrifice yourself for them. Women will not sacrifice themselves for anyone but themselves and their biological children. And that's only until they reach a certain age. I know you want to say the Messiah told everyone to love each other, but again, you must understand, if what he was asking people to do was commonplace or inherently within women, the Messiah's message would have been no more than psychobabble too. Let's check out the understanding of the true scriptures, the Tanakh, to find out the wisdom of the Most High gave the men he called the apple of his eye. As I said before, nowhere in the Old Testament does it mention a woman's love for a man, even in the scriptures pertaining directly to women. If you read Ecclesiastes chapter 7, you will see the wisest man alive, King Solomon, put it out there plain and simple for you. Ecclesiastes 7:26-28. Quote, "And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands are bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found." Example. I know you want to say this was talking about a wayward woman, a harlot, a juke-drunk Jezebel, or something of the sort, but verse 28 should correct that thought. It said, not one woman of all counted was found. Now, let's check out the passages most weak-kneed, jelly-back, cheek-turning colored preachers use to miseducate the people. Proverbs 31, 3-10. 3 and 10. Quote, "Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to which destroyeth kings." Now verse 10. "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." Example. I have heard many preachers use this passage to prop up women, especially on Mother's Day. They continue with the verse which describes what a virtuous woman does and how she acts. First, notice in all of her descriptions, not one of them said anything about her loving her husband. The second is really a question. When you read, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies," what do you actually perceive? If looked upon with an analytical eye and within context, it's basically saying, good luck in finding one, but if you find a virtuous woman, she is worth more than money itself. I don't blame you for viewing women with such esteem, though. Most people do. It's called the Women Are Wonderful effect. According to Wikipedia, under Women Are Wonderful effect, quote, "The Women Are Wonderful effect is a phenomenon found in psychological research which suggests that people associate more positive attributes with the general social category of women compared to men. This effect reflects an This effect reflects the emotional bias towards the female gender as a general case. The phrase was coined by Icke and Nathanael in 1994 after finding that both male and female participants tend to assign exceptionally positive traits to the female gender, with female participants showing a far more pronounced bias. The author suggested and supposed that the positive general evaluation of women might derive from the association between women and nurturing characteristics. Example. So as you can see, what you think is right about women is actually a psychological effect and not based on truth at all. If you are catching the theme, you will come to the conclusion women are programmed with what we call hypergamy. That's a practice of marrying someone of a higher caste or status than oneself. Just like a dowry, what women call love can be bought. She is programmed to make sure her genetics survive. You are just a means to that end. She is programmed to be superficial and status driven. So stop calling them gold diggers and pocket hounds when in fact they have been conditioned to do just that very thing. Women claim men have a problem with commitment, yet over 70% of all divorces are started by, you guessed it, women. You are only a disposable commodity. Surely you have heard the modern woman phrase, so let me say it again. Surely you have heard the modern woman theme phrase, what you won't do, another will, haven't you? They call your correspondence a relationship when the things are going good. Lose your job or a financial bump in the road, and the word partnership and unspoken contract pop up out of thin air. Marriage is truly a contract for services rendered with women, so stop calling them bitches and whores. They are only doing what is natural for them. Wait a minute. Let me apologize to the female dog, bitches, because even they have the capacity to show loyalty. If you found the dog badly wounded and cleaned her up, fed her and be there for her at her worst times, the dog would become a lifelong loyal companion. Now try that same compassion with a woman and see what you get. As soon as she is on her feet or see a better way with another, you will get the back of her hand chucked full of knuckles. Surely you have heard the phrase, you got to keep doing what you was doing that got her to keep her, haven't you? Well, that's their brand of loyalty. Nothing tickles me more than hearing women complain about you guys. The thought of them crying themselves to sleep only puts a smile on my face. The prettier the better. To hear them say crazy things like, black men are just not on my level, and men are intimidated by a strong black woman, and I'm an educated woman, makes my Johnson really hard. All the while I'm asking myself, what man in his right mind, mind you, will want to commit to a toxic, no true benefit relationship with someone that will be vain enough to say something so fucking stupid? First, what level could a woman possibly be on that the least smartest man isn't looking down at? I am going to tell you this. If you can identify, be on the same level, have a stimulated intellectual debate, etc. with a woman, you are only half of a man. Men soldier with men to be taught the workings of life all throughout history until the late 19th century when the new way of marriage sprung its ugly head up. What can a woman teach a man about the workings of life? Man's sole purpose is to know the Creator. What would a woman with a vast, dark, murky void for a soul teach a man about him? Everything else is vanity. Second, it is obvious women do not understand there's a huge difference between being educated and intelligence. Third, by the time the average woman reaches the ripe old age of 30, she has had at least 4 different suitable men that would have married, loved, and cherished her and her children. But she didn't like him for whatever superficial reason her mind can come up with. She has spurned good men because they were not handsome enough, rich enough, fun enough, materialistic enough, or get this one, not tall enough. Feminism has unknowingly made women think they have equal agape love as men and is the linchpin to the problems of relationships today. Case in point, according to the American research, there has been a 67% increase in narcissism over the past 2 decades, mainly among women. Here's a list of the characteristics of a bona fide narcissist. See if any of them fit someone you know. According to Psychology Today, under 6 signs of narcissism you may not know about. Quote, to begin, here are DSMs, which is Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, for earning the inevitable diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. 1. Has a grandiose sense of self-importance. That's black women. 2, is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. That's all women. The morning shows are chock full of girl power segments. Women are smarter than men. Women are better than this. Women are better than that, etc. 3, believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. That's all women. So many self-help books telling women they are special, it will make your head spin. How many times have you heard a black woman say, "He is not on my level"? 4, requires excessive admiration, regularly fishes for compliments, and is highly susceptible to flattery. That's all women. That's why they wear the things that they wear. 5, has a sense of entitlement. That's all women. Feminism. 6, is interpersonally exploitative. That's all women. Men do not understand they have been classical and operant conditioned to accept bad behavior and to compromise their positions. 7, lack of empathy, is unwilling, or what I would add, unable to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. That's most women. Surely everybody has heard, "He's a man, he's going to be all right." 8, is often envious of others and believes that others are envious of him or her. That's all women. They can't wait to say someone is hating on them, or how they don't like so-and-so because she thinks she's better than everybody else. 9, shows arrogant, haughty, rude, and abusive behavior towards, let me say that again. Shows arrogant, haughty, rude, and abusive behaviors or attitudes. That's all women, especially black women. If someone looked at this information with an analytical view, they would say what society has attributed as normal behavior for women is actually a bona fide psychological disorder. You guys actually think this type of person will have the capacity to lay down their lives for you, which is agape love? As I stated before, women are nurturers by design. The only problem with that is they nurture everything, whether bad or good. Whatever seed is planted within them in their youth is nurtured throughout their adult lives. This is why their self-esteem is so low all the time. No matter how much you prove you are not like the other guy that just crapped on her, the seed of discord has blossomed into a full-grown tree. Believe me, when a woman tells you that she is a confident, strong black woman, she really isn't, and is trying to fake the funk and brainwash themselves into believing it. Think about it just for a second. Do you have to tell anyone that you are a strong black man? You don't take no mess, or even you don't need a woman? Heck no. Your actions prove exactly what you are. Now I know you want to say, but all women are the same. You are right. But all divorce courts are. To women, marriage is about what you can do for her, and divorce is about what you will do for her. It is your understanding of their nature that will be the difference between you living a good life, full of joy, tranquility, and sex, and you being just like Ahab, manipulated, castrated, and emasculated. I am not telling you not to deal with these women. Just understand what you're truly getting yourselves into. I understand you guys are going through, wholeheartedly. It's like y'all put some type of seasonal salt on them or something. No matter how much they show you they are Diablo's little darlings, men still are being seduced by their clouding spirit. I said clouding spirit because a woman's beauty will cloud your reasoning into believing you can experience more with her, even though all women have the exact same thing. Besides, her beauty is her beauty. It profits you nothing. Brothers, no matter how pretty or shapely a woman is, believe me when I tell you this, you can only do 3 things with them sexually. To further the affliction of understanding, you can only achieve one thing from her, ejaculation. And to be honest, you can do that on your own. I don't care how nasty the thing she is whispering in your ear is, you can only get a nut. I don't care how much leather and lace she dresses it up in, you can only get a nut. Guess what? Birthday and anniversary vagina is the exact same as the night before your birthday and anniversary vagina. There's nothing more. Guess what? Single vagina is much better than married vagina. While single, she will do cartwheels and a synchronized split with you. Married, all you get is a roll of her eyes. I don't care how shapely her hindquarters and ample breasts are, you can only get a nut. Just because her vagina pulls up in a Benz or a Lexus, it doesn't mean it's any different. Take it from a man that has had not only his share, but many of you combined, that in the end, a nut is just a freaking nut. Stop chasing your tails, tying yourselves down, going out of your way, spending your energies or finance on something so damn common. This misunderstanding of man is the linchpin to why women control the masses. This society is designed around you being disillusioned on the common everyday nut. All forms of advertisement, social outlets, restaurants, etc. are in business because you do not understand the fundamental fact that it is just a freaking nut. Think about it logically for a second. Her vagina doesn't come with anti-sway bars, a crossfire fuel injection, 3.2 gig navigation system, pop-up television, no quadraphonic sound system, you can't cook on it, upload new memory in it, update or upgrade the model of it, you can't trick it out and make it go really fast, you can't live in it, cut the grass with it, wear it, drive a forklift on it, read it, wash dishes with it, build a fire in it, and you damn sure can't possess it. All you can do is huff, puff, sweat, and nut with it. This is the reason why it appears you rip out their souls when they catch you cheating. It solidifies the fact that she and her vagina is not special at all. Please do not tell her the other girl meant nothing to you, because it only makes the realization worse. Afterwards, all that you have given up to achieve your nut gets up and walks out the door, taking it with her. Wake up, guys! Wake up! Thank you for listening to this one. Look for the next.
And how can this be? For he is the Kwisatz Haderach.